Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm being told that I'm live. I would like to be live. I'm going to believe that I'm live here on TMFA. It is Technique Tuesday, and I am back. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been live here. We had a Thanksgiving holiday and a couple other things. But I'm back. I'm back, and I promised you, everyone, I promised you all out there some special stuff. I promised you, in particular, I talk about vocal tract posture and the West Texas accent. So I'm here today on Technique Tuesday to talk to you about those kinds of things. As always, my friends, I am here to help. And what that means is that anything you need help with accent wise, I'm here. All right. My goal here on TMFA and is to provide the best accent support possible for this wonderful community of actors and artists. Wendy has asked me on here to sort of head the charge, as it will, in terms of accent training, accent feedback, accent stuff. I would love to start here by just saying that I'm really jazzed right now about TMFA. There's a ton of actors on TMFA who are interested in engaging with accent training as a method to expand their casting opportunities and to level up their career. And there's a lot of really passionate actors right now on TMFA, and it's a lot of fun to be here on TMFA and to be a part of, increasing somebody's range and casting ability, and just increasing their ability to be dynamic and competitive in this business. One of the things I wanted to say is that if you are interested at all in trying out accents, Monologue Monday is a fantastic way to do that. Here's what I want you to do if you're going to be one of those brave individuals who decides to risk a little bit on a Monologue Monday and to post a monologue using accent. Please tag me in the post. Tag at Chris Lang, hashtag accents. Tag me in that post so that I get to see it first. All right. It's likely, because there's been this going through the group, that there's going to be some well meaning actors out there who are going to give you some advice about your accent, but we've asked them not to. I have asked everybody here on TMFA to abide by the moderator's rules. And please, unless you are a professional accent coach, unless you are a working professional accent coach that has been vetted by dialect coaches worldwide, please don't give accent advice. So if you want to be an accent actor on Monologue Monday, I would love it if you did that. That would be awesome. But tag me in the post so I can see it, and that way I can be able to curate some of the advice that you may get from actors. Actors don't give accent advice. Please do not give accent advice. I will yell at you in the comments. I do not want to ban you from this group, but if you guys disobey the rules, I have to. As a monitor of good conscience, I have to be able to, as moderator of good conscience, I have to be able to do that. Don't give advice unless you're a professional accent coach. But that being said, my friends, I'll say this again. On Monologue Monday, I want to see some accent monologues. I want to see you bust out some accent monologues. I want to see what's going to happen. All right. But you've got to tag me in your post. Please, please, please do this. Tag me in your post, and put a hashtag accents on there so that I can take a look at it, make sure you get some really useful feedback, but also to curate some of the comments just to make sure that you are actually getting the best advice possible and not somebody else's advice, though well meaning, wouldn't help you quite as much. So please do that, my friends. I want that to happen. I'm about, I don't know how long into this Facebook Live, but at least 4 or 5 minutes. And I'm seeing that there are people watching this, and I have yet to say hello to any of you. So, hi, guys. As always, I'm really, really pleased to be here. I'm so thrilled that you want to come and join me on this. Like this video, like this post, and comment below. Tell me that you are here. There's a little bit of a delay on my end because today I'm coming at you via Zoom so I can share my screen and do some other stuff. So I can't really see you that easily. But please do say hello if you're here. I want to know that you're here. Avery Lux has just said hello. Avery's a wonderful actor, my friends. I had the privilege to work with and train Avery over the last several years. Producers, directors, agents, managers. This is an actor that is super talented, tons of skill. She's a wonderful dancer, great singer, great actor. Hire her. You want to sign her. Anyway, hi Avery, it's great to see you. Anybody else? Who else is out there? Come and say hello. I want to know that you're there. And the biggest thing for me during Technique Tuesdays is that I get a chance to answer your questions. So any questions that you guys throw out here today, I want to hear them. Any questions at all about accents, accent training, accent auditions, accents during COVID, how to train for accents during COVID, how to, anything at all like that. What's it like to prepare for a production with an accent? All right, what's that like? What's it like to prepare for a production during COVID? What would it be like if you were on a production, we were working together, and that production got postponed? The shoot date got postponed, say, for a couple of months. What about all of that? What would that be like? Any questions at all that you guys have about accents in your career? I want to be sure to answer those. So please do pop them in the comments. I'm keeping an eye on them. Zoom's a little weird about that, but I am keeping an eye on them. I want to make sure that anything that you guys want to know, I want to be able to answer and help you out. That's my passion here. All right, my friends. So please do say hi. Avery's the only one who's brave enough to say hi today. What's going on? Say hi, everybody. Come on. Say hi. All right, here we go. All right, La Casa says hello. Imani says hi. All right, here we are. We're back. We're back. Everyone's back. Very exciting time. Welcome, my friends. I like these to be conversations. The worst thing in the world for me is when it's just one-sided and I'm just sort of on my soapbox giving accent advice and handing all this information down. My biggest thing is that I want these to be conversations because I can't address your specific needs unless you tell me what those specific needs are, my friends. So please do say hello and put your comments and questions in the comment box below. I'll give you a second to do that. And we have our first question. I knew if I paused. And Monty Pearl Williams, thank you for the question, asks, just wondering if you think it's okay to put accents on your resume if you haven't been fully trained on them. That is a wonderful question. I'm really glad you asked that. The short answer is no. The long answer is also no. If you haven't been fully trained, I don't mean to be glib about this, but if you haven't been fully trained in an accent, there is no way that you have the ability to be as authentic as you need to be. There's no way that you have the ability to be as detailed as you would like to be. And there's no way that you have the ability to act fully while using that accent. And those are the three things that you absolutely need to have before you can put the thing on your resume. Because it's likely if casting or director or anybody else sees that accent listed on your resume, they're going to ask you to do it. And if you can't do it fully realized, fully authentic, fully detailed, and fully integrated into your acting, that's going to cause you some problems. And they're gonna look at you and say, what else has this person put on on their resume that is not fully realized? What else have they put on their resume that I can't trust right now? So don't put it on your resume unless it's been mastered. How do you know this has happened? Please talk to your accent coach. This is why I'm here. All right. One of the things I have the ability to do is essentially do an evaluation on your accents. And I can get a sense of, is it authentic? Is it developed enough? Is it integrated? Is it detailed enough? And we can pinpoint the places where we need to do some work. One of the great ways for me to do that for you, at least a little bit here on Team FA, is on Monologue Monday, my friends. Do an accent monologue. Tag me in the video, though. Gotta tag me. If you don't tag me, I'm going to get upset. You can see my angry face. You don't want to see that. But do tag me, please, so that I can give you some good feedback on your accent work. So, Monty, that was a great question. But yeah, you've got to make sure your accents are mastered before they go on your resume. Because if it's on your resume, it's going to be assumed that you know how to do it at an expert professional level. That's the assumption we make if it's on your resume. If you don't have the ability to do that, yeah, I wouldn't put it on your resume. And this, by the way, my friends, includes like weekend accent workshops. There is no way on God's green earth that you can learn an accent in a weekend. Doesn't happen. Even if it's a 2 day, 10 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, however long they would want to keep you, there's no way that you can fully learn that accent. Here's what you can do on a weekend accent workshop. You can definitely meet some cool people, you can network, and you can learn about an accent. If you already have an accent mastered or on its way to mastery, weekend workshops are a great way to practice. They're a fantastic way in some cases to go out there and practice your accents, but you're never ever going to learn an accent over a weekend workshop. And anybody who's telling you that you can, I think they're selling you a bill of goods. They probably don't know what they're talking about at this point. All right, so keep that in mind. So should you put it on your resume after the weekend workshop? No, you shouldn't. Can you put certain skills that you may have learned on your resume? Maybe. If you take my accent skills workshop, for instance, but that's a weeks long, couple month long workshop, you're going to learn some skills, and those skills, if they're mastered enough after the workshop, can go on your resume. But again, you check in with your accent coach to make sure that that's, on the up and up, and that, if I see your work and I can feel that that's going well and that you could, essentially deliver if asked to in that moment, yeah, I'm definitely going to be honest about whether that's possible with you or not. So, so my friends, yeah, this is a great question, Imani. That's fantastic. So please do think about these things for yourself. It's the old story, tons of old Hollywood stories where somebody has been in an audition and they say, it says you're on your resume you can ride a horse. Can you ride a horse? And the person goes, oh, hell yeah, I can ride a horse. Meanwhile, it's been 15 years since they went horseback riding at some family reunion that they had. And they can't actually ride a horse to the level they need to look cool in a Western, right? We don't want to be in that position with accents. You don't want to get cast in an Irish movie, right, full of a bunch of Irish natives, and you're maybe the only actor they cast from outside, and your accent isn't authentic and isn't detailed enough, and that you then get blown up on Twitter for the rest of your life and banned from accent movies, right? We don't want that to happen. So we want to make sure that this stuff is fully mastered and fully realized before it goes on your resume, in any case. All right, what other questions do we have? All right. I'm just going to take another break because that worked last time. Let me take another sip of water here. All right. It totally works every time. I just got another question. Avery asks, how many hours of training on average does it take to master an accent? Okay. That's a fantastic question. Unfortunately, I don't have a great answer for that because it really just depends. It really depends. Because every actor is going to be different. Every actor has a different process, different strengths and weaknesses that they bring to the party, stuff they're really good at, stuff they need to work on. So it's hard to say exactly what it's going to take. All I know is this, that to master an accent, you have to master accent skills. So you've got to have a good foundation of the accent technique so that then you can apply that technique to the accent itself and eventually gain mastery with the accent. Best number, if I was going to give you a time, would be months and months. All right? You want to think of months and months of this kind of work. It's got to be consistent. It's got to be targeted practice that you're doing with a professional coach. But, like my accent skills workshop takes anywhere, because it's on demand, takes anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks, depending on how long you want to go through it. So I would say average about 8 weeks. So that's 2 months there, just focusing on skills. And then let's put accent on top of that work. And now we're working privately, you and I together. And that's probably going to be another 3 or 4, maybe 5 months. Could be even 6 months, depending on how often we get to work, what your progress is, these kinds of things. But it could be, it could be 2 months, could be 1 month. There's just no way to tell. Learning accents is just as difficult as learning ballet. And maybe even a little harder because you have to act while doing it, and it's language communication, which is more complex. So, producers who want to hire actors to do accents in their movies often hire them and say, well, can't you just do the accent? Can't you just go do the accent? It's like asking somebody who's never danced ballet before to show up on set saying, well, what do you mean you can't just do ballet? What do you mean you don't know Kung Fu? I thought you were an actor, so you should know Kung Fu. right? That's essentially what producers and directors are expecting of actors. So we have to be able to combat those expectations by actually being able to deliver. The time to use your accents and have them ready to go is way before you need them. I mean, way, 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 way before you need them. Right? You want to have accent skills in place early on in your career and develop them like crazy so that then over the course of your career, you can add to your list of accents that you carry along with you. All right, that's a big important thing that you have to have. All right, if you don't have this, you're going to lose a competitive edge in this business. Um, all things being equal, I'll pick an accent actor over one who's not, because I know what it takes to be an accent actor, and that's flexibility and control and imagination and all these other things that come together, and awareness into your accent training. And if you have those, I can trust you with a lot as an actor. So in any case, how long does it take? It really just depends. But I want you to think of it, Avery, a little bit like learning how to do ballet. Avery, you're a dancer. How long did it take you to learn how to do ballet? How long did it take you to learn how to do one specific, ballet if you were in a ballet? How long did it take you to rehearse that dance, to be able to do it fluently, to be able to dance fully, artistically, expressively the way you want to? How long did that take? All right? Think about an accent taking longer than that. Because again, it's language, and we're dealing with brain patterns and neurology and all sorts of stuff like that. So Avery says, I'm still learning how to do ballet. Exactly. So these are skills that we're developing over the course of our lives and our careers. So it's going to be a longer process. Hey, Bruce is here. Bruce Foyer, my man, the man with the bass in his voice. If you guys haven't heard this guy's voice, it's like once in a generation style bass that comes out of this man's face. And it's a really exciting voice. And Bruce is training with me right now. It's a very exciting time. So it's good to see you, Bruce. I'm glad you're here as well. All right, my friends, if there's no other questions, and these were good questions, by the way, y'all are awesome. What I'm going to do here is I am going to jump into what I was going to talk about today, which is, oh, wait for it. Vocal tract posture. Yeah, do I have a flashcard for everything, or do I have a flashcard for everything? Vocal tract posture. All right. So, what's vocal tract posture? I want you to think of vocal tract posture as the heart of an accent. All right, I want you to think of it as the heart of an accent. The heart. It's the place that accent comes from. Usually when people come to me for accent training, the first thing they want to talk about is the sounds of the accent. I want to know how to pronounce this word and that word and those words. Problem with doing that, my friends, is that if we sat here with the dictionary and we went through every word in the English language and how to say it, not only would that take us forever, but there's no way in hell that you could memorize everything. There's no way. And so you would be in the business of being a person that manages an accent and manages pronunciation, and you would not be an accent actor at that point, because your acting wouldn't even be a part of the equation. So we have to do something in accent training that allows the accent more globally to come into being, and so that allows us to focus on details in a more efficient way. And this is going to be the posture of your vocal tract. Think about your body, my friends, all right? Avery is still here. Think about your body as a dancer, all right? Everybody, do this exercise with me. Assume a tall posture. All right, now we've all done something just now to become tall. Now, I'm not tall, I'm 5'9", all right? But I've done something to have a taller posture, all right? I've engaged something in my body to be quote-unquote taller. What does this actually mean? So I've rearranged my alignment, all right, to assume a posture. And it's not like I'm locked into that posture. I'm not like locked into it. What I've done instead is I've assumed a series of events of posture, all right, and my body is constantly just sort of moving in and out of these different phases of posture. All right, so I'm never ever locked into it. The posture of our vocal tract works the same way. All right, the alignment, the habitual series of tensions and releases and alignments of all this musculature and these joints in your vocal tract. This is what actually creates the sounds of the accent. This is what gives you access to the inventory of sounds of your accents that you're after. All right, so if we focus on the posture of the vocal tract, positioning, movement, things like that, then we have the ability to be more globally interested in accent features, but also it's easier to be more physically detailed with them at the same time. So it's about a macro and a micro way of looking at accent, and we meet in the middle. All right. What does this mean for you, the actor? So you have to learn how to control all of this. All right. You have to learn how to be dexterous and flexible and mechanically competent in moving all of this musculature, every muscle you possess in your lips, all the muscles of the tongue, the jaw, the larynx, the pharynx, the soft palate, the uvula, the glottis, all of it. You're going to be really good at moving it all because we have to arrange all of this stuff for specific accents. All right. Now, I'm going to show you something just by way of example of how this actually works. All right. What we're going to take a look at here is a sample of one of my favorite accents on the face of the planet, which is the West Texas accent. Okay. And the West Texas accent I love because it's in my family. My mom's side of the family is from West Texas. And I just love this accent. So I grew up hearing my grandmother speak this accent. And so I want to share a little bit of that. So I'm going to share my screen here. And we're going to take a look at this fellow. This is one of my favorite accent samples. This is a fellow by the name of Walt Garrison. All right, now Walt, all right, has, and we can see some stuff happening in Walt already. All right, what we want to take a look at in terms of his posture, all right, his vocal tract posture. What are the things we can see right away? We can see his lips, we can see his jaw. That's about it. Everything else is kind of inside. So when we're looking at vocal tract posture, we have to be able to kind of be a detective in a way and say, let's look at what's inside here. So we can see his jaw position. We can see what his lip muscles are doing. So let's start there. Okay, let's start with that. His jaw, I'm going to say, now, before I actually do that, let's talk through one thing. When we're looking at a person's vocal tract posture, we are always comparing it to our own vocal tract posture. We're always going to be coming from our own to the target accent's vocal tract posture. So we want to be able to know what ours is so that we can say how does it change when we're going to the target accent. So this is important. Another thing you've got to know is what's my own vocal tract posture? How do I get from here then to there? All right, so I will use myself as an example here. So if we look at Walt, we can see his jaw. Now, I would say this jaw has some, what I'll call protrusion, meaning that's sent forward a little bit. Right? Maybe not that far, but certainly some level of protrusion. All right, I think that his lip corners are a little wider than mine. And I think his lip muscles here, this is called the orbicularis oris muscle, this muscle here is a little tighter than mine. It's stretched. It's a little tighter, okay? Now, I'm just going to press play, but I'm going to turn the sound off. So you guys are going to get to see this guy's mouth move, all right? And we're just going to take a look, talk you through what's going on here. All right, so we can see, I mentioned some jaw protrusion compared to me, all right? See if you can see that, all right? Look at my face if you can see me up in the little corner of your screen, all right? And then take a look at Walt as well and see if you can see a difference there, all right? See if you can see a difference in our lips. Like I said, I think his lip corners are a little spread, more spread than mine. And I think these muscles right here in the center are a little more actively engaged than my own, all right? So we can talk about like position, but we can also describe movement. I don't think his jaw moves up and down nearly as much as mine does. All right, and that's going to be a feature of, I think the jaw protrusion doesn't allow for that movement. All right, and I think that the lips as well being spread, I don't think that that allows for as much jaw movement as well. So there are all reasons, there's good reasons why this stuff happens. Really good reasons why this stuff happens. All right, why can't I move my jaw that much up and down? Well, because my jaw is protruded and these muscles are a little tight. Okay, that's a perfectly reasonable reason why all of that would happen. Okay, so what's happening inside the mouth, that's a little different. So we have to be able to talk a little bit about what we think the tongue might be doing And that comes with us taking a look at an accent sample and then doing what I call active mimicry. Can I put on the physical features that I see first and then go after something that's like, the sounds that I think I hear? Can I try to mimic those? And then based on how close I think I come to that, can I detect what I did inside my mouth to make that happen? In this particular accent, what we're dealing with is a tongue that's very high in the back dorsum and very spread in the back dorsum as well. So both of those things happen. The soft palate's just kind of relaxed and kind of middling. It's not doing a ton. So it'll be fairly released, I would say. So if I do those things, if I send my jaw forward, all right, if I spread these guys and engage just here a little bit, and then I raise the back of my dorsum up and I spread it wide, all of a sudden I have gained access to the sounds of this West Texas accent. All right? And it's not that I'm necessarily chasing after sounds that I know should be in this accent or not. I'm not. All I'm trying to do is keep the physical part of this vocal tract posture in place. That's all I'm trying to do. All right, because I've moved my face and my muscles in this way, I've gained access to a bunch of sounds that can only be made because my muscles are behaving in this way. Right? I've gained access to that. What I'm going to do here real quick is I'm going to put this accent sample. I'm going to pop that into the comments here so you guys have that. All right, take a look at that. Take a look at what's going on in that sample. And I want you guys to see, could I compare what I do in my own vocal tract when I talk to this and know how to get from here to there? Could I do that? That's the big question. I would like to be able to try to do that. All right. I'm not going to give you guys too much more than this because this is a lot of information. But this is the first place to start. My goal is not to teach you today how to do a West Texas accent. My goal today is not to teach you everything about vocal tract posture. My goal is this. When approaching an accent for the first time, do not become fixated on the sounds. Don't become fixated on the sounds of the accent. Get curious instead about what is that person doing physically to gain access to those sounds. Why are those sounds even coming out of their face? What's happening to make all this happen? That's what I want you guys really focused on, okay? Is to make sure that's a priority. Because something cool happens when we make the physical a priority. Suddenly the accent is now a physical acting choice. Now you can bring it into your acting just like any other physical acting choice. Just like if you had to walk with a limp or a broken arm or any myriad of any other things that could happen physically to you in character. All right? The accent you can do in the exact same way. It's a little bit bigger, a little harder, a little more nuanced because we're dealing with language again and actual communication, and we have to be able to act through that river of accent. All right, we have to be able to have that accent be a viable pathway of communication, just like our own accent is, and that's when we achieve mastery, and that happens. But focus first on the physical, my friends. All right, put all of your thoughts there. Don't get fixated on the sounds. Don't worry about pronunciation. If you do the posture stuff right, if you get the music aspect right, if you really get into the identity of the people, by the time you get to pronunciation, there's really only a couple of things you've got to work with at that point. You don't have to work with every sound in the English language. There's only be a few things at that point that you will have to take care of. So that's vocal tract posture. That's why this is so important. This, for me, my friends, is like the silver bullet. All right, it's the nuclear option. It's one of the most powerful things that I ever teach in accent work that can set you free in a way that you may have not had the opportunity to do with accents in the past. So, with that being said, I have to encourage you, you guys have to learn physical stuff. You guys have to learn physical technique. You guys have to learn how to manipulate your vocal tract so you can do vocal tract posture. So you can assume different vocal tract posture than your own accent's vocal tract posture. All right, these muscles work right now in concert in a way that you use in habit. but we have to pull them each apart and isolate them all so that when we use them as a group differently for different accents, we have the ability to do that. So let me encourage you guys, you've got to put a premium on that kind of training. Have to. In the same way you put a premium on training that helps you open up your vulnerability as an actor, helps you learn how to take risks, that helps you learn how to analyze a script or character. That's crucial to your success as an actor. This physical technique for accents is crucial to your success as an actor because I guarantee you're going to be asked for accents in your career. You've got to be able to be good at them. Because everybody right now that's at the top level is good at them. And if you want to compete, if you want to move up from student films to guest and co-star and then eventually series regular and star stuff, you have to be able to compete at that level. And this is what it will take. All right, it's a big part of what it will take to be the kind of flexible actor that's got accents at their beck and call. So let me invite you, come to my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com. Schedule a consultation with me. I've got a very, very friendly chatbot at my website who will happily take your information. We'll give you a link to schedule your free Zoom call with me, and we can talk about what that will take, what your training could look like. If you're interested in diving in right away, my accent skills workshop is online and on demand. I put a link into the heading of this video on this post, courses.dialectcoachchrislang.com. Go check that out. My general American accent workshop is going to be live January 1. Okay, this is a big, burly, comprehensive workshop about the general American accent. Again, online, on demand, but I would encourage you to take that in a bundle with the skills workshop so you get more out of it. But right now is the time to start training, my friends. Pilot season is just around the corner, COVID or not, and you better believe these people are ready to get back to work. All right? They're ready. I was just working on a project this week that, though yesterday got postponed because of COVID, right, is going to be back and running here in pilot season. So we are ready to rock and roll. And so you want to be competitive in pilot season. That means training. Spend time to train today, right now, while you have the time. You will not regret it. This is going to be a good investment for yourself. All right, my friends, that's about all I have for you today. As always, it's a huge pleasure to meet with everybody here. I love coming on TMFA and talking to everybody. If you do have accent questions, my friends, please do reach out anytime. You're never bothering me with your questions. Shoot me an email, accents@dialectcoachchrislang.com. Come to my website. That's probably the best way to get in touch with me. Don't DM me because I won't see it. Don't DM me here on Facebook. Not a great way to do it. Don't do that. And let's talk. Let's get you prepped for pilot season. Let's get you leveled up here. That's what I'm all about. All right, my friends. Next week I will be back, maybe with a special guest. That's all I said. I'm just going to tease it at the very end. I'll just tease it there for you with a special guest who will come along with me. But that's it for today for vocal tract posture and the West Texas accent. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Please stay healthy, stay hydrated, get outside, get some exercise if you can. And I will see you all next Tuesday. All right, everybody. Cheers.